Well, let's move on now. Interest rates continue to soar on the yield curve, going up by a little above 1% to hit 23.6% plus. That's according to results of the weekly auctioning of treasury bills by the Bank of Ghana. However, government could not achieve 100% subscription of the sale of the short-term financial instruments as liquidity remained tight. Head of trading at Republic Securities, Patrick Edem-Agama, joins us with an update. So good to have you, Edem. Last 2 weeks, it looked promising when government met its target, but it was not the case this time around. What's happening?
Well, good afternoon, Dara. So in the auction, we saw that government raised about 1.1 billion against a target of 1.4 billion, falling short of 309.3 million Ghana cedis. Despite the fact that interest was low from investors, a number of bids were rejected due to the overly high rates investors were quoting because they benchmark their rates to the new inflation. So because of that, the target was not reached. For the 91-day, we saw that 821.6 million bids were tendered in, but 759.7 million were accepted, and it cleared at 23.7%. The yields on the 182-day and the 364-day inched up by 99 basis points and 239 basis points to clear at 25.4 and to 26.9 respectively. If you also look at it, you see that interest rates that were accepted were as high as 24.4 for the 91-day treasury bill, were as high as 25.98 for the 182-day, and then to 27.75 for the 364-day bill. It's an indicating, it's a clear indication of where investors' appetite is now.
And so what should we expect this week with regards to the treasury bills auctioning?
Well, for this week, we should expect government to raise, they're actually targeting to raise about 1.3 billion Ghana cedis on the 91-day and 182-day bill. With increasing appetite for high yields by investors, we are eager to see how their control measure will hold for this week.
All right, let's turn to the stock market. Some news we are receiving that the stock market hit record high for values traded in May. What contributed to this, and what does this signal really?
Well, for the stock market, these hikes in trading volumes and trading values were primarily due to the trade seen in MTN in May. MTN's localization drive can be a reason for this particular hike in the numbers. MTN also was in the spotlight because of e-levy, so we expected investors to show more interest in it, whilst others were also losing interest. So we saw some trades. Also, for a long time, MTN is now trading below 1 cedi. So that also became a good sign for some investors, and they showed interest, and they are still trading heavily in the stock. In the month of May as well, we saw that MTN announced a final dividend of 0.085. So that particular also sent some signal in the market. That particular news sent some signal in the market, and that attracted investors to MTN.
Okay, so what's our look ahead for this week? Where should we put our monies? People may be wondering.
Well, this week, most of the dividend stocks or the companies that announce dividends are having their qualifying date closed this week. So people looking for dividends can target those companies and then go in for them. We're expecting MTN to pay dividends this week around 16th of June. So investors who want to reinvest in MTN can also look at that as well.
And I just want to bring up the subject of Access Bank, because this week is also looking positive for them as well. Isn't it the case?
Yes, it's the case. But if you look on the market, you see that bids, investors are bidding as high as 2.5 and even trying to go higher for Access Bank. But supply is really, really dry on the market for that stock. It looks like because they've not paid dividends in a number of years, investors are holding on to the stock and awaiting the 79 peso dividends. So it's not really trading, although any trade expected could increase the price of Access Bank.
All right, Patrick Agama, always a pleasure to talk to you, head of trading at Republic Securities. Thanks for the update.